Hello and welcome to another Ask Me Anything, the first one of 2022. Hooray! As you can see, it's very cold here by the image. But let's jump right into it with our first set of questions from Aquasun. The first question is your favorite seasoning. So this is going to be a pretty boring answer, actually, because I'm still not super big on cooking yet. So even if there may be seasonings I like, I don't like them. I don't know them right now. But right now I'd probably have to go with Greek seasoning or onion powder. just as an adding thing, not like onion powder on top, but you know what I mean. But I do really want to try other different types of seasoning and spices, getting more into cooking. The next question from Aquasun is, have you always gone by sonoci online? And pretty much, honestly. The only one I can actually remember is Neopets, Foxy Roxy. But that was because I like stuff like that, like Lucky Ducky, Later Gator, Cherry Berry, like rhyming stuff like that. I was always a fan of that. I'm still a fan of that. But otherwise, I've gone by sonoci since 2005 and haven't really switched it up. So, it's stuck. The next question is, you get to make up a rumor about you that everyone will believe is true. What do you pick? My first joke answer, which is the gut instinct, is that meme of Sonoci's shredded, she's got a 6-pack or 8-pack or whatever that joke was. I don't know really actually what else more seriously. I'm not really big on gossip in the first place, so trying to think of rumors is weird. And I feel like if everybody believed it was true but it wasn't, the implication here is that it's not, it would be kind of stressful, because what if they asked you to prove it? You couldn't prove it, I'd just be walking around I'm living a lie. No. I guess maybe that I had a twin sister or something. That could be interesting. And hard to prove, because it'd just be oh yeah, we're not in the same room. So I guess you could just ask family members and they'd be what? No, she's single, a singular child there. So last question from Aquasun is, what do you think is the best thing you've ever written? And it didn't have to be a work or a huge thing. It could just be a short one-liner or a quote or something. And this was actually really hard to think of an answer for, because I make a lot of content. So trying to remember everything to answer this was a challenge on its own. And heck, there might be something that is quote unquote better than the answer I thought of. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot to go through. But my gut instinct is Shulk and Melia's Heart to Heart from the Xenoblade comics. The art is admittedly a little dated, but there is some experimental stuff in there that I really did, I still do enjoy. But I think the writing was pretty solid for it, especially it was just 4, I don't know, 20 panel comics each. So a little more than a few manga chapters or something ish, I guess. I don't know. But basically not a whole entire story thing. It was just a smaller story. But it still got that punch in there. It was heartfelt. I think it's really cute even today. There is something else from the Xenoblade comics that I liked that I did, but it is spoilers. It's just a plot twist thing. It's what you say. And if you've read the comics, I think you'll know which part I'm talking about. I changed something and it switched stuff up a lot. So the next set of questions is from Hannah Page, and the first one just says, Happy New Year, and what's your New Year's resolution? As I was answering these, I realized, I didn't actually officially think of any, but I do think that this is going to be the year that I take the leap and try to do art full time. We will see how it goes, and I am going to play it safe and have backups and such just in case. But I definitely have like plans for that, and I think I can actually make it work. So that is exciting, a little bit scary, but definitely exciting. Next question from Hannah is, what's an old game you've wanted to play but just haven't had the resources to play, such as being on a rare old console or being too expensive? It's kind of funny. Skies of Arcadia. It apparently can be emulated though, so consideration there. But like looking up the game itself, which is usually how I prefer to play stuff, it is like almost $300. So that's a lot. Like, oof. And I am the type that I don't mind splurging a little bit on a game, but it's like it's not going towards like it would just be an eBay seller, so it's like eh. But yeah, so we'll see. And I can't really think of any more. I do have game lists that I want to play, but they're all like doable otherwise, or like I would watch a playthrough. But that's kind of one that I'm like, I feel like I'd like to play it, but I have heard it is a little dated too. So, the next question from Hannah is, do you believe in fortune telling? And I would say that not really, but I do think the concept is interesting for stories and such. Actually, writing a lot of future vision things in a current thing, so that's fun. But personally, I feel like fortune telling is a huge part of it is kind of like, to me, just making an educated guess that's vague enough to be really likely. So then, people would be like, oh, it happened. Oh, but like, it'd be something like, you're going to eat breakfast tomorrow, like, obviously a bit more whimsical than that, but you get what I'm saying, where it's like, it's pretty likely. But I feel like another part of it is self-fulfilling prophecies. Like someone might get a fortune that says, oh, you're going to have bad luck. And then because they're thinking about it, they'll, maybe be a bit more clumsy or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I believe strongly in mindsets having quite a bit of power. Like if you're in a bad mood, things will look bad, like worse than they actually are. Or if you're in a good mood, things will look better than they actually are. And obviously you can't really control that like a lot. But I do think that attitude has like a big influence on like stuff that happens around you. Like if you're really paranoid about something, you're going to be noticing like there's like fallacies and stuff, right? Of like you're noticing stuff that you normally wouldn't have, or stuff like that. That was like a more in-depth answer than I thought I would give. That said, I do like getting fortune cookies. Like anytime those are offered, I'm like, oh heck yeah, tell me what's gonna happen to the paper. So I don't know. Next question is, what's it like working as an artist? Like, how did it feel being a colorist in Epithet Erased? So for the first question, I'll be honest, and I kind of answered this a little bit before. It is a little scary. I have my day job as a constant source of income, and I do have good savings. But in terms of freelance, things can be unpredictable. Like you don't know how many people are going to want to commission in a month, or like things can sway a lot. So like there's not really as much certainty there. Like, but I do work hard to make sure that I'm like accounting for that stuff. So, and I am very privileged and in a good spot in terms of those. Like I have returning customers and stuff, like good like patrons like you guys. And I'm very, very thankful for that, obviously. So I am in a good spot, but if anyone listening is like, oh, I'd like to try, working as an artist and such, definitely make sure you have like plans upon plans upon plans, like just in case, because part of working as an artist is just honestly unpredictability. For the second question in regards to like being a colorist, working on Epithet Erased was such an amazing experience. Like the team was great. It was fully like online, which I've never really experienced quite before, like with a team like that. And it was just great to feel like a part of making something, like that there's episodes out. It's like, I could see something and be like, I colored that, like, or like, oh, Saki colored that, like recognizing the work of other people that were there and just seeing how like how great the voice actors did, how great the editing was, like I don't know, it just felt like a really cool team project, right? Like just really proud of everything everybody did. That said, definitely with more Epithet Erased, I'd want it not to be so close to the line because there was a lot of stress for like I relatively was okay, but definitely like on the editing side I know that they were like really close to the wire and I'm like, oh no, oh god. So preferably nice, not too stressful work for people is the ideal, because deadlines can be like scary. Last question, overall, and last question from Hannah is Skies of Arcadia. Who's your favorite character? So I did kind of mention before, I haven't really played the game. I watched a stream that Jello Apocalypse did maybe years ago now. Like it was a long time ago. So I actually kind of even don't really remember too much. I do remember really enjoying it. I do remember that. But my gut instinct right now is Aika, I would say. I feel like I remember really enjoying her, and like Vice was a close second. I think there was like a pirate dude too, but again, it was a long time ago. I have to watch a playthrough or something to really truly remember. But yeah, that's about it for the questions this month. As usual, we'll switch over to the end screen here. This shows off my patrons. Of course, I am very, very thankful for everyone here. You can see their NPCs that are present in the comics I do every month. For more information on that, for Patreon and like rewards, links and such will be in the description. So if you want to see your name here or get an NPC in a comic or stuff like that, ask questions, you can always check that out. And I'm obviously so grateful for that. And even just watching the video, that's awesome. Like, thanks. Just listening to me ramble. But I will see you guys next month for a few more questions and hopefully more Trails of the Sky soon. That's been on the back burner for a while. Bye bye.